Join us on an emotional roller coaster as we capture the tearful embraces and heartwarming surprises of long-awaited reunions. Amy surprised her mom with her childhood best friend, and it was such a beautiful moment.
Does she look familiar? Do I know you? What? You look really familiar. What? Did you do this?
Chris was back home to surprise his best friend, and he thought it was a dream at first as he had just woken up. This girl surprised her grandma after 2 years apart when she was finally back from Australia. This guy surprised his dad in El Salvador after not having seen him in 5 years, and it was the cutest. Carly was shocked when her best friend suddenly appeared after having spent the last 6 months apart from each other. For her 80th, grandma was surprised by her grandson, and it was such a beautiful moment.
Imagine.
Is it a good birthday gift?
Ali was so shocked when his best friend surprised him at his Navy graduation. Caitlin surprised her family after 15 months of not seeing them, and it was a hilarious moment. Mrs. Kimber took the trip back home after 6 years away to finally reunite with her sister, and it was the best. Shara saw her little sister for the first time in a year after having moved 15 hours away, and it's so sweet. It took this mom a second when her daughter surprised her after 2 years apart.
It's Danielle!
This is set up, right?
It was so cute, as this girl was reunited with her long-distance bestie after 5 months apart from each other. Caro couldn't control her emotions when her best friend of 30 years surprised her after a few years apart. It was such a special moment for this family as two brothers had their reunion after 16 years apart. Ellis couldn't believe it when her sister was home to surprise her after having been in Australia for the past 18 months.
What the fuck? What the fuck? I actually don't know what to say. Oh my god, I don't know what to say.
Don't say anything then.
Oh my god, what the fuck am I doing? It's not real. I feel like it's a prank. It's like a joke.
Surprise!
Surprise!
Noah Zanin could finally breathe again as her husband was home after being deployed for 327 days overseas. It was so sweet as two besties were reunited after 3.5 years apart from each other. This mom was reunited with the foreign exchange student she hosted 23 years ago.
That's Ben. Are you fucking serious?
Yes.
Yeah, and Ben.
Oh my god. Oh, hi, baby. That's Freddie. Hey, baby. You're so big. I love that. You again. I was thinking like, wrong time to get pain in the foot. And he says,
It's all right.
nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
Hi, I'm Ben.
Anya?
Nice to meet you.
Anna.
You couldn't tell from how much he looks like Grandpa?
I know.
Yeah.
I walked in there and like. Yes, you didn't have a birthday party.
This was the moment Gina got to meet her daddy for the first time in 29 years, and it's so priceless. After 3.5 years, Louise was home to her sister and parents. May finally took the trip home after 3 years to surprise her mom and the rest of the family. Tinuade came home a bit earlier than expected after 6 years of being in the US, and her family had some amazing reactions. It was such a blessing as this guy was home in Mexico after 34 years to see his family. After 5 months, this girl was shocked to finally see her bestie again, and it quickly got emotional. Janita was back home in Aussie after almost 3 years, and you can tell that her family missed her a lot. This mom was very overwhelmed when she was surprised by her daughter, who had been living abroad for almost 9 months. It was so wholesome, as this girl took a 2-hour train to see her mom after 6 months apart from each other. After 8 months of working abroad, this dad was able to surprise his youngest child, and it is safe to say that she was surprised.
Fucking way, there's no hope in there.
Hey!
Oh my god! Oh my god!
How are ya?
So fucking weird. I was literally thinking like, oh my god, what if they do something? What if they do something crazy for my birthday? Fucking knew it. I fucking knew it. I knew you guys were gonna do something. Jesus Christ, his mom. Aunt Robin was in on this and she didn't tell me.
Sort of.
She wasn't.
Yeah,
Oh my god.
she
Okay,
was.
I'm sorry if I bothered.
Look at all kinds of stuff. You get her good?
Two little best friends had their reunion after a couple of months apart due to moving to different schools, and it's so sweet.
I have a hot time.
Abigail surprised her bestie after being away for over 3 months. After a long 11 months apart, Cassandra was reunited with her best friend, and it was the best surprise ever. This girl surprised her family and dogs when she was home a few days earlier than expected, after having spent the last 6 months in South America. It was adorable, as Eden was home to her loved ones after having been traveling for the past 5 months. Mom had waited 27 years for this moment when she could finally hold her mom in her arms again. This dad had the sweetest reaction to seeing his son again, who had flown out to surprise him after a long time apart. It was a heart-melting moment as after 11 long years, a mom was reunited with her bestie again.
She chose you? Of course. Oh my god! You can cry. Oh my god! Oh, I missed you.
I miss you
Oh.
too. Oh gosh.
You look fabulous.
Oh, thank you. I didn't know how far it would be down the hall. So
Surprise!
Around the corner.
Surprise!
Basla met her parents again after 2 years apart, and it was also the moment the two got to see their granddaughter for the very first time. After 3 years away, T took the trip back home to surprise her dad, and the look on his face was the best. It was the best surprise ever, as a dad was reunited with his daughter after 8 years of being apart due to him being in another country, working to provide for them. After a year in London, Michaela surprised her family in Australia, and it was so cute. If you have enjoyed this video, make sure to check out this one as well.